Hey guys, I'm here with Ali from PsychoTraveller. She runs a YouTube channel as well, all about travel and kind of inspiring everyone and showing everyone that they can travel. Is that right?
Yes, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about this just a second ago, like how to sort of describe the channel, but if you're interested, you should definitely check it out. I'll link it here, but we'll talk more about it as the interview goes along. So you can learn more about it. But to start with, I just wanted to go through like the origin story of your, I guess, travel journey and the filming it as well.
Yeah, PsychoTraveller has come to a point where I never thought it would from where it started. It started in my dorm room at university because I had nothing else to do other than study. And everyone else was playing sports or knitting or playing chess or anything, and I had absolutely nothing. So then I was just like, right, I've learned things from taking trips around Europe during summer and stuff. I'll just make little 3-minute videos and maybe someone will listen or it'll help someone. That's how it began. I never thought I'd be traveling full-time, vlogging every day of my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how'd the journey kind of progress? We were having lunch the other day and you said that you were doing it for a few years until it became like something serious, or you started working on it seriously, or how did it sort of grow to a point where, okay, this is just more than a hobby now?
It was strange because a lot of people ask me, how do you take a hobby into a career where you can make money? Because to make it something viable, you've got to put a full-time effort into it. So it's like, but if you have to work full-time, how does that work? So I was just doing it as a hobby. In Australia, I was there for 2 years and I threw up videos once every 2 weeks, once every 3 weeks. I didn't really care about consistency. Yeah. And then there came an opportunity where I didn't have to work because I had savings. Yeah. And I was like, this moment, my YouTube channel was at a point where it was like peaking. Okay. I was like, I can either grab this opportunity and run with it and see if I can make it grow bigger, or I can just leave it and carry on. Yeah. But it was a big risk that I took. Okay.
And was that motivated by your love of travel, or the thought of having a lifestyle career, or like a career on YouTube, or what was the primary motivator for that?
I think the motivation was definitely to have that kind of lifestyle, to see if I could have it. It was never on the cards even when I took it full time. I was like, I'm just taking a chance. And the opportunity of having this lifestyle was at the end of it. I would have carried on traveling, but I knew in my heart of heart there's only so many working holiday visas you can do to keep earning money on the road. Yeah, so I was like, this could work. This could help me continue traveling. So a bit of both, really, my motivators.
All right, cool. And I guess the main reason why I wanted to get Ali on the channel is it's just sort of, I think a lot of you think that vlogging is what I do like professionally, or this YouTube channel is something that I make a lot of money from. And maybe if you're watching this in 5 years or something, hopefully I'm ranking it in, but that's simply not the case. And I wanted to get Ali on and sort of ask her perspective on, can somebody plan to have is this a viable career option for somebody who wants to go nomadic, or kind of live the digital nomad lifestyle, or do you think it's something to really test out and kind of, I know at least from my perspective, it's all passion that drives it, so I wanted to get your perspective on that.
Yeah, I mean, I think you've got to test it. There's so much competition. When I started YouTube, there were very few travel vloggers. There were a couple, like the old school ones now, but that was it. So with so much competition, it's not something you can plan to say, right, I'm going to go to Chiang Mai and live there for 3 months, and in that time, I will be earning full-time income on YouTube. It's something you got to test and see if it's right for you. Play around with your styles and make a lot of mistakes, and then make your decision whether you want it to go any further. But my philosophy is, if you want to make something viable, if you want to make something a reality, you can. Everyone can, but only a few will. Yeah. So if you're that kind of person and you're a bit of a workaholic and you'll love doing it, then maybe it is for you and you should take the chance.
Okay. And would you say that you need to niche down in something within travel, or is there room for everyone who's creating content, or because there's a lot of, travel related content on YouTube. And, some rises to the top, some just doesn't get seen at all.
Yeah.
So I don't know what your perspective on that is.
I think what will make you stand out, and this is going to sound really cheesy, is personality. Because literally everyone is different. But everyone, as soon as they go on YouTube, tries to be like everyone else.
Okay.
And that's your biggest mistake.
Yeah.
You can take lessons from people, find inspiration in vloggers and etc. But what you've got is something no one else has. And that's the truth. So if you can hone in on that and what you've got to offer, that's when I think you'll shine. If you're weird and wonderful, embrace it, If you're socially awkward, embrace it.
Yeah.
Because that's what people want to see. They want to get a relationship with the vlogger, not just another travel vlog of you pointing the camera around.
Yeah.
They want to see you, a bit of quirkiness, a new style of vlogging.
Yeah.
So yeah, just own who you are. I think that's a good key.
Yeah, have sort of a unique approach.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. What's sort of the things like, how you said you went from, doing it as a hobby to working on it as a business. What was sort of the activities that you were doing and what sort of made your success? Was it, were you doing more research into what people were watching? Were you investing more in production? Were you doing more promotion? Like what was your focus during that time?
Learning, researching the hell out of everything I could.
Yeah.
I built a brand new website. I learned all about SEO, optimization, all about YouTube search engines. And I spent so many hours going on to online courses online and just doing all of them and learning and taking notes. And then I'd test it on my channel and I'd watch to see if it worked.
Okay.
And then I'd mix it up and do something different. I failed a lot and sometimes I wasn't motivated, but then I was conscientious of that. And it was just learning, just being very focused on what I was doing and trying to take as much advice that I could from the internet, but that can only take so far. And then I played with it.
Are you talking in terms of marketing or in terms of... Okay. Cool.
Yeah, marketing, optimization, even down to the thumbnail and a blog post and HTML and things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you use the website? Is it, do you try and drive traffic through the website to YouTube?
It always works the other way.
Yeah.
People on YouTube will be driven to the website.
Okay.
However, I have had a few people find my blog recently and on my YouTube channel, but I can't upload to YouTube 5-6 days a week and on my blog very often.
Yeah.
So I kind of use it as it's to complement my videos. If I do a massive travel guide for New Zealand or Australia or Thailand, then if there's a lot of information, I know a lot of people who want to know that information on the road don't have good Wi-Fi, they'll probably need a blog post, less bandwidth problem. And I can shove a ton of links in there, photos and more information than I can in a video. So they complement each other.
Yeah, definitely. I've found that as well. And through, I guess, building out the website, is that been also, because most of the traffic does come from YouTube, has it been on the website putting together some kind of offer in order for you to monetize, or is that, because I know with like from being a YouTuber myself, there's not that many opportunities to monetize on YouTube, the platform itself. But if you can be on a website, if you can get them on your website, it's kind of limitless to what you can, what offers you can put out there.
Absolutely. Like at the moment, I just use affiliate links for like Airbnb and through Amazon affiliates. I get a lot of Airbnb signups and a lot of credit through Airbnb, but that's my main one. Like a lot of the big ones is you write an ebook, or you produce a service, like a counseling service or a course or, anything like that. That's why I'm working on my book, which will be my biggest profit from that. Yeah. But at the moment, I'm relying mainly on YouTube and focused very little on monetizing my blog.
Okay, and so in terms of ad revenue or sponsorships on the channel, or?
Yeah, a bit of both.
A bit of both.
Yeah, at first I had to rely quite heavily on sponsorships, and finding a company I actually wanted to work with was really difficult. Because I refused to work with a company I don't like. When I eventually did, they helped me. They gave me a boost, and now I can be picky. I don't have to take any sponsors, which is nice. It took a long time to get to that point where I don't have to take the extra work. So, yeah.
Okay. And I think I remember you saying that you were doing freelancing on the side as well to kind of supplement that. any other sort of things that you were doing to kind of help you fund your travels while on your travels?
Yeah, I mean, freelancing, as we were speaking about, didn't work well for me. I think it's severely underpaid for the amount of work that you have to go into it. Unless you're a big name in the freelancing world and as a writer, etc., then you're going to struggle. I don't know, I just didn't enjoy writing for someone else. I don't know, I didn't get the passion for it. But it was things like that. It was trying different avenues of where I could make revenue to survive on this lifestyle. So I tried freelancing. I didn't like that. I tried sponsorship. I learned a lot from doing sponsorship on YouTube. So that was great. I'm glad I had to take a few because it really taught me quickly about working with companies. So that was a great lesson for later on. And yeah, playing with, researching affiliate companies and how you can make money through that. And I just kept trial and error until something stuck, like throwing spaghetti at a wall.
Okay, that's cool. So did you find that certain videos were working better than others? And I know, certain of my videos, like, people love to see, and then other videos, it's like gets half the views. And I know that's the case for other YouTubers as well. What kind of videos, like, have you found, like, that really work for you?
I definitely say advice videos. Unless I'm doing something wild and crazy in a vlog, then it'll get standard views. But if I do advice videos, talk about money, how much things cost, people want to know that. How much meals cost in Chiang Mai, for example. People want to know about money, so they do really well. My others, they just kind of up and down. Like a daily vlog can take it either way. Depends how much clickbait you put in the title, kind of things like that. So advice, definitely.
Okay. And overall, for like, if somebody's watching this and they're like, they want to do what you're doing, or any other kind of travel vlogger, would you have any advice for people that kind of, they see this as their dream career or really want to be in your shoes? What would you say to them?
I would say, first, don't go in the mindset that one is going to happen overnight or even in the first year. I would say probably follow my path. Save your money, work really hard at home, save your money and go on a massive trip. Do a working holiday visa in Australia to keep you going. And whilst you're doing that, build it, which means you can still travel, still grow an amazing channel because you're traveling and earn money. And you'll eventually get to the point where you can say, right, I can stop working and focus on this. So you're getting the best of both worlds. But I'd say it's hard to make a travel channel if you're not traveling. But don't expect to make enough of YouTube to begin with to be able to travel. So I think that's,
although I've seen, we were talking about Christian's travel vlog. Christian LeBlanc the other day, and he had this whole period where he was back home in Vancouver and still vlogging, and people still were watching. So I guess the personality kind of drives that. I guess for people like still watching the vlogs, even though there's no travel, you still can keep it going even if you're not traveling. Is that what you found as well? Or?
Yeah, I found that now. Now I've built an audience. Like we'll be staying in Chiang Mai for a while. There won't be as much traveling here. So, but I'll still find I'll probably keep my audience. But the thing is, if you're going to have a travel channel and you're going to brand it as travel, you can't be vlogging at home with no travel, if that makes sense. I think that comes after. I think that's a bit of a late, it's a kind of perk. You can slow down for a bit and know your audience is still going to be there.
Awesome. And another thing we were talking about at lunch was kind of the less glamorous parts of being a vlogger. I guess it depends on what kind of a vlogger you are. Like, that a lot of vloggers will just put out, the glamorous parts, the part that's like, oh wow, gonna make somebody envy the lifestyle and everything. But you were telling me there's been some less glamorous parts for sure.
Oh yeah, and I show them. I am not afraid of showing them, and people are like, oh, you're so negative in certain videos. I'm like, I'm not, I'm being real. This is real life. Travel is not all rainbows and daisies. And I think a majority of people like that about my channel. It's like the early starts every morning, the late nights every night, constant admin, networking, editing. Editing is probably my favorite part compared to the filming of it, which is normally the opposite way. But and there's times where I don't want to vlog. And that's the truth, I wake up and I'm like, I don't want to vlog.
How do you sort of come up in those situations? How do you kind of you know, fuck, I'm not inspired, I don't have any ideas today. How do you come up with what to film? Is it just you just go off your day-to-day life, and if you're saying there's nothing really today going on interesting, you just say that, or how would you kind of come up with content ideas on a regular basis?
I kind of took a lot of inspiration from Casey Neistat.
Yeah.
He's like one of the greatest vloggers right now. And I love how he can work a 9-hour day and still produce a great vlog. It's like, okay, if he can do it, I can do it. But he has a theme, and that's why I want to start implementing. Every vlog should have a point. It shouldn't just show this is what I had for breakfast, this is what I had for dinner, okay, we're going to bed now. Oh, we saw a temple. You know? If I have to just show a little bit of that, and then in the middle I make a point out of it. For example, today has been work, come here, and then we're going to markets later on.
Yeah.
Great vlog.
Yeah.
But if I have a day of purely working, then I know I'll have something in my mind about tomorrow. Like, oh, I'm not going to be able to get motivated to do work tomorrow. Just no, I'm not. I'll talk in my video about motivation.
Okay, so
you know,
I guess that's putting in a few like monologues, like Casey does. I love Casey as well. He's like the only vlogger I watch religiously.
Same.
He's awesome. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's a lot of work. Like, especially if you're going to do it daily. Yeah. Like, yeah, just watch Casey's channel and you'll see like how late he stays up till.
Oh, I know.
Every night.
It's and he owns his own company and.
Yeah.
That man's a ridiculous robot machine.
All right, cool. So, what sort of what's the future for PsychoTraveller? What's the plans? You got the ebook coming out. Yes,
and that'll be published in print as well. Okay. So that's exciting. That's why we're in Chiang Mai, so I can finish my book. I've got around 3/4 of it done. Yeah. But with a book, you can always say that, and then in your editing stage, cut out half of it, and then have to build it up again. But it's coming on really well, so I'm in Chiang Mai for the next 3-4 months. Get that finished, and that'll be published this year. Fingers crossed, that's my plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
And can you tell us anything about the book?
Yes, I can actually. A lot of people have asked what your book's about. I'm like, I've mentioned it so many times, have I not said what it's about? So it's basically an uncut version of my travels. Yeah. So like we said earlier, it's not all rainbows and daisies. Bad things can happen on the road, you know, horrible things even. Yeah. And it's not the fairy tale find yourself experience all the time. And I've read too many travel books where they just go on about how it's perfect and wonderful and inspiring. Yeah. And mine's just a raw, real account of my time, mainly in Australia. I'm keeping it in that time frame because I was there for so long and so much happened. It's just going to be what really happens on the road. Okay. Yeah.
And after the ebook, any plans after that, or are you just going to see how that goes? Sleep. Yeah.
Sleep. I can't wait.
All right, awesome. Well, if you want to check out Ali's stuff, I'll link it here. PsychoTraveller. I'm sure if you just type that into YouTube, you'll find it, right? Yeah. And if you're interested in remote work and travel, be sure to hit subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video. Thanks so much for joining me today.
No, it's great. It's a pleasure, yeah.
All right. See you guys.
Really what's exciting is meeting good people, having good conversations, just like shooting the shit and connecting with somebody on the social and personal level.